Hi, Michael.
Hi, Nick.
Good morning to you.
Good evening to you.
Thank you. First off, my name is Nicolette. I am the creator for the podcast titled You're Worthless. Read that again. Juxtaposition of your very soul. First off, thank you very much for saying yes to be interviewed today and for reaching out. Art. Something that I've come to know that we are all artists ourselves. I fought that so hard growing up, having this mantra that I am not an artist. Let me focus on other things besides art. Which
So
later
you
on
had
I
you didn't think you're an artist, right?
growing up when I was a kid. But
Yeah,
right now, I am a creator. Therefore, I know that I am an artist. It
yeah,
is
you
who
know
I
it.
am. It's innate in me.
Innate in
So,
everybody. It's innate in
mhm.
everybody. So we just don't use it. If I'm thinking about bookkeeping more than art creation, and if I'm a
I
businessman, I'm also an
love the
artist.
fact that you. I love the fact that you said about bookkeeping because my background's an accountant.
Oh,
So how I you hit that point right there.
yeah, perfect.
Yes. So, Michael, allow me to give an introduction about yourself to our
Mhm,
listeners today, and then we can dive deep into the conversation
mhm,
about human potential
mhm.
versus the system.
Yeah, system relevance.
Yes,
Yeah,
system relevance. So, hey everyone, we have Michael
mhm.
Magrutsche here with
Yeah,
us.
yeah.
He's an Austrian-Californian multimedia artist. He became a creativity awareness educator through his experience-based outside-the-box upbringing that he was forced into through his neurodiversity. His ability is that he can see hidden context, which allows him to resolve paradoxes and together arrive at awareness solutions in leadership, hospitality, customer service, communication, success versus fulfillment, and obviously any form of creativity and culture. He discovers patterns within art and creativity that foster creative communication and identify art values outside of any art product. This perspective of looking at creativity this way brings humanity together, shows its limitlessness, and raises
Yes.
our human
Yeah.
potential. He discovered that there are three inherent human superpowers that we all should be aware of. Number one,
Mhm.
creativity. Number two, healthy dialogue. And number three, adaptability. Humans and living beings and nature must be the priority to keep raising our human potential instead of wasting our life force with man-made systems.
Mhm.
Therein lies heaven on earth.
Mhm.
Wow, Michael, definitely a topic that
You
basically.
forgot the most important.
Oh, which one is that?
I have no education, zero education. I have 8 years of school, and the 8 years I had to repeat two because I was so neurodiverse. I'm still very neurodiverse. I wrote 6 books and have the computer read it to me. And so everything is
Wow.
self-taught. I'm completely self-taught. Everything, because I couldn't do anything in systems. I was not system relevant. So I couldn't remember.
Wow.
I couldn't regurgitate. I couldn't read. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like 50 years ago,
No,
they said, "Oh, you have dyslexia. Oh, just go, just do
just
school
sit at a
alone."
corner and
Yeah,
then just do your own
yeah,
thing. Wow. Wow. Okay, I figured when I was reading your profile on Podmatch, I saw there was no qualification there, and then you said yes. I admitted. I apologize. I admitted that self-taught, but thank you for clarifying. Wow. So you're completely self-taught. Okay, I want to dive deep into that, but
yeah.
first, can you tell us what was it like growing up as a Michael Magrutsche?
So I was born in Vienna, Austria, in Europe, and I was a sick child. And when I was 7, I went to school, and I found out I'm totally dyslexic. I can't read. I cannot speak. I was stuttering. And so I had real hard time going to school. But I'm a personality. I'm a guy that wants to get through it. And so even with
Yeah.
tutors and so, I couldn't get through it because of dyslexia. I didn't know that. I was just thinking I'm stupid, and
Right. Yes.
like so many people think, but they're not.
Yeah.
So because every human is a one of one, so there's no Nicolette anywhere in the world. There's you
Anywhere
are the
else.
one of 8 billion people, and people just put
Exactly.
this to aside. I said, can we think for 1 minute how
Mhm.
unique you are? And when you look at your family, you also have a different look at life perspective. Because all in your family, everybody has your father, mother, sister, siblings, they all have a different life perspective. So it's 8 billion people, you're one of one, and you have a different life perspective. And I think when you ever let that in, then life makes a lot of more sense to figure out why you are one. Why didn't God or nature give you the one of one? You know?
Mhm. You touch it very. We're diving deep. Please, please, Michael. So, Michael, tell us why don't we know anything about art and creativity?
Because we're focusing on the product. So let's say
Mm.
you're an artist, right? and I've never met you.
Right.
I come and
Mm-hmm.
meet you, and you say, Michael, I also do art. But I said, I've never heard of you.
Mm.
Nobody talks about Nicolette, the artist.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I look at your work and said, oh my God, this is phenomenal. I've never seen such beautiful work. And it really resonates with me, with my
Mm-hmm.
one of oneness, right? It resonates with me. But if it resonates with everyone, then you are systemically, the system calls you, if the society likes your art, let's say your town even, just say make it small. Your town says, oh my God, Nicolette makes the most beautiful art. Then all of a sudden, if you want or not, you're an artist. If nobody
Because
likes
by
your art,
validation by people.
people, by other validation, not by yours.
Exactly.
But if you have horrible art, people say, "Oh, Nicolette, she's a crazy person. She's just trying to do art. She's trying to do something. We don't know what she does, but if it's beautiful, oh, you're an
Yeah.
artist." So the society says you're an artist or you're not. And that's insane because every human being is an artist. Because even if
Mm-hmm.
you work,
Mm-hmm.
you want to make a business, a grocery business, that's creativity. You say, I'm going to put the sausages there, I put the vegetables there, and I'm going to present them nice on ice, or I do. It's a
Yes.
creation, right?
That's right.
And
Or you wrap them up in a, I don't
yeah,
know, you tie them with a bow, put it on the
something.
side. That's all
Exactly.
creating.
Yeah,
Yeah, I love it. And the fact that I'm talking right now, it's also an art because I'm creating.
exactly.
I-
And your podcast, when you start it, it changes, it grows, it's updated, and systems are not updated because once they work, and they're not updated. And that's a big problem today because we
Mhm.
don't see them as collaborative artworks. Remember, when you see a mosque, when you see a synagogue, when you see a church,
Mhm.
that's an artwork for the community, a collaborative artwork, a temple. And
Yes.
what are we doing with our government systems? Nothing. We just exploit them, let them run down and do the same thing. And they need to be updated. Like you update your podcast. And,
Mhm.
so we need to update those because they are collaborative artworks. We are collaborative creator species of nature. We are humans are a
Yes.
collaborative creator species of nature. Why? Because look at our thing. Singapore, Malaysia, all these countries everywhere, New York. Look at this, Paris. There's a collective art creation, these cities. It's not like, oh, Steve Jobs did Apple. No, he didn't. Because if Steve Jobs
It's
did
an
Apple
art.
alone,
Yeah.
he would still sit in his garage and think. If he didn't have a team, he would still sit in
Oh,
his garage
the
and solve.
laptop would be still this thick. No, the
Exactly.
computer would be this.
So there's no,
I
we
love
make
it.
this, systemically, we make this, oh, she's an artist. Oh, he's a leader. He's a CEO or whatever. No, this is just
Mhm.
artificially in systems because in nature, you don't have a difference between the elephant to the Elon Musk, from human
Yes.
to Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos. You don't have that difference. It's unnatural.
Mhm.
It's all a
Mhm.
team. We work together. Yeah, he can be the leader, but it's a difference between a lot making him a huge leader. It's like an icon. You don't want to lift a human being to a god figure. It's
Idolize them. Yeah.
idolized. It's artificial. Any icon is artificial. It's system. It's in the old days where people said, oh, "Okay, we make him a god, or we make and you can't be.
Because
So
he or she can do something, right?
yeah,
And like, ooh.
yeah, yeah. Ooh. But since everybody is one of one, that's why the one of one is just so important because it helps you understand everybody's one of one. So we are not the same. If all women would be the same, like the system says, and all men are the
Mhm.
same, so the men's are all
Mhm.
pigs, right? And the woman wants just the money of the man. And when we do this, like when we look, but I look
Mhm.
at you, just what I hear about a Malaysian woman. Oh, and I think, then
And
I
you're
make my
stereotyping and then you put
stereotyping, yeah, and a
us
stereotype.
in a box. Yeah.
Exactly. And that makes no sense because it blurs me. It's like it's like this. I look at you like this. It just,
Exactly.
I don't see who you are.
I love
So,
it.
so that's the message I kind of give out. Is that everybody's a one-on-one and it's one of and we can never repeat that. I mean, the when we screw up, some of the technology doesn't work, and you will say, "Oh,
Mhm.
let's just repeat this podcast." We can't. We have every
Yes.
moment is one of one. Every
That is
moment
correct.
happens right now.
Now.
And if you surrender to that, then you can actually enjoy meeting people like
The
you,
bliss.
one of one.
Yeah.
This is
Yes.
one of 8 billion. She's not just a woman.
Exactly.
She's one of 8 billion. I don't have to hug her, kiss her, or do anything. Just a dance with you. And I
Mm-hmm.
think we showed it very well, how we dance together opens both of our perspectives. And this is experiencing growth because we do some experiment with communication. And what happens is we found, for example, when you have a human-centric, which it means we are all one of one, we are collective, create a species, nobody's better. It's just everybody's a unique
Yes.
contribution to humanity.
That's
And
right.
we have found when there's 4 people say about empathy, we had 4 people in this research, 4
Mm-hmm.
people about empathy. And it was not like, oh, Nicolette's empathy is better than Michael's empathy. It was an opening of 4 different people saying what they see. They are one of one perception of. And it was so fulfilling. I said, we were like, wow, I didn't think that
Mm-hmm.
4 different explanation would fit to empathy, And
Yes.
and and that really confirmed all my theory, So
Mm-hmm. No, I love when you said that. It's because somebody came to me before, like when you are, it's kind of hard to say this, brainwash
yeah.
what's being bombarded to you, and you
Mhm.
have to look at certain things certain way, and when you have to experience that yourself, you
Mhm.
come in with this, like you said, opaque lenses, not even rose
Yeah.
colored,
Yeah.
opaque, because you
Yeah.
refuse to see it, and then you form a judgment
Mhm.
first before
Yeah.
finding out about the
Yeah.
person. And it is, to me, exactly like trust. To me, I see people as they are before I see you as a light being in a human body. Just
Exactly.
experiencing human body.
Yeah.
That's it. We're the same.
Yeah.
And then our interaction will then confirm whether, okay, you're evolved, where you are in
Yeah.
your teaching, your political agenda, how
Yeah.
enlightened you are, how ascended you are, and that's where you make the judgment. Okay, I'm talking about the context of how you live your life, right? In the
Mhm.
context of art, I love that because even like you and I talking right now, we're collaborating. I'm never gonna have this moment again. And what I will take back from this experience is that, oh, I now know there's somebody in California, Los Angeles, whose name is Michael, who actually focuses on human centric. And I had that inkling before because I had my own trauma that forced me to look inwards. And therefore that's why I said before it was all about systems, again, being taught,
Mhm.
studies, achieve for what? For this. And then I lost everything. And that's when I started to ask myself, who am I?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know? Yeah. So I resonated with what you said very much, but it's saddening. I don't know. I don't see the kind of conversation that people have such as this. I don't know. I don't want to seem arrogant, but it has to do with the level of consciousness of
Yeah,
where we
it
are
has
right
nothing to
now.
do with
Yeah.
education because otherwise
Yes.
I'm a
Yes.
zero. I'm a zero in education. I don't know anything. And I also know only my thing. I don't know what you should do and you don't know what I should do. We can just
Yeah.
talk and dance and
Mm-hmm.
see what I get from you or what you get from me or what I activate in you. And
Yeah.
that's why the one of one is such a powerful statement because it always clears all the BS up that the
Yes.
systems do.
The notion
Because
of worthlessness is exactly what my podcast says.
yeah,
If only
and
you
also the
believe you're unique.
generalization, the
Mm.
generalization. See,
I-
worthlessness can only happen if a lot of people talk about worthlessness, and there can't even be worthless. Humans cannot be worthless. Otherwise,
exactly
you
my
say
exact
nature.
point.
Otherwise, you say what you say. But if you say I'm worthless, then you
Mm-hmm.
say nature or God or whatever you believe in.
They made a
I'm
mistake.
smart. They made a mistake. Yeah. Why would they
Yes,
make us one of one? Why would they make us one
exactly.
of one so that we synergistically fit? That we fit. So that doesn't mean I have to fit with everybody. No, no, no. You dance
Yes,
around and the people will show up that are correct because that's also
yes,
natural. That's not spiritual.
exactly.
It's natural.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, because people go when you go in spiritually, you go also in systems. No,
Mm,
spiritually is nice but it's a generalization. Because Buddhism
mm,
for you
mm.
or for me is a different story. Uh,
Exactly. You see it from different lens. I see it from a different lens as well.
exactly. So whatever you're a Christian, Buddhist, Muslim, it's all different because it's a generalization. But
Mm,
every human, because they are one of one and they have a different
mm-hmm,
life perspective, they look at it also
mm-hmm.
different. They look at Buddhism. Buddha is different for them,
Yeah.
and the Christian Jesus is different for them. You know,
Mhm.
and they try to generalize. And then you see some leader comes in and generalize. I said, no, Buddha is supposed to be this, and Christians are
Mm.
supposed to be that.
Yeah.
And then you do worse because you
And it
can't.
divides.
Yeah,
Exactly. Mm.
generalization is basically our suicide. When I say all
Yes.
women, all Muslims, all Buddhists, that's because I can't even. If you believe in Buddha, Jesus, or whatever, it's okay. It doesn't affect me because you are one of one, and every
Mhm.
human has a connection to their spirituality, even the people that says we
Yeah.
don't. So you
Yeah.
have that. So it's nothing big. Oh,
Exactly.
I'm such a good person. No, you're a horrible
Yes.
person being whatever religion you want. And it doesn't matter. It's a generalization. It's just generalization. You know,
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah. The moment you start putting them into categories,
it's over.
again, you are diminishing every single quality that makes them
Yeah.
unique and one on one.
And interesting too. How would the world be if all men are the same? If all women are the same? There's men that are more masculine. There's men that are more feminine than any woman can
Yeah.
be. There's women
Exactly.
that are more masculine than any man
Any
can
man
be.
can be.
So
Yeah.
this generalization, see what that does? I can never
Mm-hmm.
look at
Mm-hmm.
you right if I just
Yeah.
try the reverse engineering of systems, what humanity is. We created
Yeah.
humanity. So we can't use humanity to reverse engineer what humans are. We created them. So it doesn't work. And systems only work in generalization. So
Yes, yes, yes. Oh, wow, wow. I love it. So, Michael, why do we feel incompetent to talk about art?
because we're looking at the result, it's like a commodity. We
Yeah.
sell art as, oh, it's something special art, which is not. It is not something special. It's something very that every human has, and it is a
Yes.
great tool to help finding yourself
Ooh,
because you created that, to finding yourself, and that's the art creation is more valuable, much more, exponentially more valuable than the product.
it's
It's not about
priceless.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like he makes such a beautiful statue or painting. Oh my God, that defines the magic you went through creating that. See,
Mm-hmm.
so
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
when the artist creates that, that's magic. There's so much magic going on when you create it. You get self-esteem. You get
Yeah.
look. I have no education. I say it. I have so much self-esteem that I can say, hey, I have no education. I have no degree. Be happy. I'm just a man. My name is Michael. That's it. That's all the people say. Oh, let me introduce you at the talk. I said, no, I just Michael. I don't want to even think because if I come to you and say,
Mm-hmm.
I'm an
Mm-hmm.
expert in this, I'm an expert in that, already people feel worthless, right? They feel, oh my God, he's an expert. I'm not. And you
Yeah.
can't be an expert for everything. You have to be the
Mm-hmm.
expert of you. And I'm the expert of
Mm.
me,
I
of
love
the one
that.
of
You
one.
have to be expert of you. Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
can
Mm-hmm.
never be the expert of you. Never. I can't.
Yes.
I can be one expert if I was in systems. If and
Uh-huh.
we do just system work, like we work with computers, we work with a car engine. I can
Mm-hmm.
be an expert and I can be an authority because it's in
Yeah.
the system. It's for that context. I can know if you come here and you know nothing about cars.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the expert because you can't just take a motor apart and it doesn't work, So I can be a system there, an expert there. But in life, see, we take that from whatever is in the system, push it into life. So there can be a
Yeah.
leader, rich is better than poor, all this stuff. We putting that all and put it in the humanity. Now, in nature, there's no money. In nature,
That's
there's
right.
no wealth. There's
They
no,
just be. They
you
just
just be,
survive. Yeah.
be and dance together
Being.
and play, dance
Yeah.
together. If you're hungry, you fight one time, but you don't have wars. You
Mm-hmm.
don't have anything.
That's
And
right. That's
worthless,
right.
by the way, it's a powerlessness, and that goes with worthlessness. War
Yes.
is not hatred. Is not hatred. Hatred is produced, but
Exactly.
it's the worthlessness when the humans feel worthless. Because it's too much taken from them, the taxes and everything,
Mm-hmm.
and they're too
Mm-hmm.
poor.
Mm-hmm.
That's why
Mm-hmm.
poverty is the greatest violence, poverty. When people are too poor and they can't even feed themselves and, like in nature, they would feed themselves and
Right.
they say, hey, you don't have money, you can't eat.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when that happens, the people get powerless and worthless. And
Mm-hmm.
that is the cause of why you can't even get them to for. Because if I have nothing to eat, if I'm not worthy anything, if if the government asks me to fight or a leader or whatever, all of a sudden I'm worthy. But
Mm.
see, this is the misunderstanding. We are worthy anyway. By birth,
Anyway.
if you sit in a corner and do nothing the whole life, you're worthy because
Yeah.
nature doesn't make a mistake. God doesn't make a mistake.
Yes.
And I'm not a spiritual guy at all, but it's like they don't make a mistake. It's just it's not for you to decide, Nicolette, you need to work more. You need to do this. You need to do that. It's not for me to decide that, It's not. Yeah,
Yes.
you are not a mistake. And nature, if there's too many humans, nature is doing something to get rid of the humans. We
To
don't have
balance it out.
yeah,
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
don't need to, because balance is the highest form in nature. It's the highest form of power. It's not
Yes.
who is the
Yes.
strongest. Oh, the
Yes.
elephant is stronger than the little kitty.
The ants.
Oh, the ants. It's all a balance. It's a balance, and we can't have balance, and that's why I say so much. You gotta believe your own. You have to be your expert of yourself, because in systems are financial principles, and financial
Mm.
principles are also outdated. I'm talking before capitalism. They're outdated because it's never. If you and I make $10 today,
Mm-hmm.
what is tomorrow? We have to make $12, and the next
Mm.
day more. What is if this is just $10, and now for next month we're making no money? Do you see what already strain, the fear you get? If you
Yeah.
don't make for the next money any money and you make $10 now, they say, okay, you could make 10. Now you have to do it all the time, which is a lie too, because success is not, because otherwise success would be replicable, and it's not.
Mm.
Because every success, you ask every successful people, and they tell you a different thing. I wrote on every step. I am a real good time management. I am with people. I'm really good with people. I am very good mathematically. Everybody tells you a different story. Everybody tells you
Mm-hmm.
their story, how they
Mm-hmm.
believe they got there. But
Mm-hmm.
when you look at systems in general and look into, for example, podcasts, perfect.
Yeah.
Our job, right? 1% of podcasters makes 98 of the whole profit.
Mm.
The whole podcast profit is made by 1% of podcasters.
Mm.
When you have a viral video,
Yes.
the same thing. 1% makes 98% of all viral video profits. When you
Mm.
are in a business, 97% after the third year, 97% of businesses don't work. They're done.
Mm.
It's so
Mm.
and nobody tells you that because they don't want it. They want you to keep shoving away and doing this stuff. So 97, your business will fail whatever you try, because cash
Mm-hmm.
flow problem in the third year. So that
Yeah.
it's already very little the first year. So you made it the first year. Second year, third year is usually the cash flow problem. So
Mm.
so what is the highest chance to actually survive and make it?
That
It's
that is
become
my
the
next
expert of
question.
yourself. Become your own expert, and then do whatever fulfills you, not what people say. When the people say lawyers, when I grew up, everybody said, be a lawyer, be a lawyer, be a lawyer, to everybody. Not to me, but to everybody else. And now AI does the lawyer better than a lawyer does.
Yeah.
So you don't know who you are. You know a generalization. I'm a lawyer. I'm a doctor.
Mm.
I'm a woman. I'm a man, or whatever. You know a
Mm-hmm.
system generalization. But
Mm-hmm.
when the system finds out a replacement, for that generalization, they don't need you anymore. So all the promises that the system gives is really
Mm-hmm.
because we created that. It's our game.
Yeah.
It's our game.
It's
So
also
yeah, and it's not bad at all. It's great. We need systems. Otherwise, we would hit each other,
collapse. Yeah.
collapse, and also we would drive. Can you imagine? No traffic system. We just bump into each other. But
Chaos.
yeah, but I think the systems need to be updated. Really, there
Mm.
are collective artwork, and they need to
Mm-hmm.
be updated because we cannot think anymore like financial principles. It's never enough for whatever you do, Nicolette. Whatever you do, and this is the collective thought, and this is really dangerous because when 10 people think about it, I'm never enough, whatever I'm doing, and that fits your worthlessness in, right?
Yeah.
I'm never enough, whatever I do, then you and I walk in there and we feel all the same because humans are all interconnected. So we feel the same emotion.
Yes.
When you go in a happy room, you can lighten up. When you go in a
Yeah.
sad room, you get sad, because we're
Yeah.
all interconnected with our six senses.
Mhm.
So that's my message to, because I trust that the more people I talk to, the more people listen to that, they can
Yeah.
make their own. I'm not talking about, oh, I'm just talking to the woman, or I'm talking to the man, I'm talking to lawyers, I'm talking to everybody, because
Mhm.
it's one of one, and collectively we can change it and make it better. So if we can bring
Yeah.
a balance into financial principles, we must, so far as what I found, you must value enough. So because you have to have balance. We are part of nature. So if we could segregate from nature, I understand we could do everything system says, but we
Mhm.
can't segregate. We are nature. We fall in love. You fall in love with the a boss falls in love with his secretary. It's not
Mhm.
allowed. You shouldn't be systemly, but you can't get the human out of humans. You can't.
Yeah, you can. Wow, you touched on so many points and angles there. I want to dive deep into two. So number one is the part where you said the okay, I lost my train of thought. Okay, so you mentioned all businesses will go bust by the third year unless something is done.
Yeah.
So from the art or creativity perspective, or whichever angle that you're looking at, what should they do to ensure
Not what
survival?
others
I don't
do.
even want to.
Not what others do. If I want to be just a total simple thing, I want to be a
Right.
bakery business.
Mm-hmm.
Bakery. How many bakeries are there? There's a ton of bakeries out there. Or pizza
Billions.
place.
Yeah.
Yeah, or pizza place. Whatever. I want to do this. I say, first of all, I must love pizzas or baking. I must love it. If I don't love it,
Oh
you
my
know,
God, I
if
got
I
it.
don't love it, how can I compete with so many people that just push their will in and they work all day long? So when you want to work a lot and create, if you don't like the work, you get sick. You get sick.
You.
So I work at least 8 hours a day, at least.
Mm-hmm.
So I sometimes works 12 hours, but I enjoy everything I do. I love what I do. I wake up in the morning and don't feel like, oh, I have to go to work. No, I love what I do. And
Yes.
if you don't love in today's time where everything goes so fast, if you
Yeah.
don't love what you're doing, you get burn out. That's why you have so many
Yeah.
memory and mental issues.
Mental health. Yeah.
That's yeah,
Issues.
we have all these issues because people think, I need to survive. And they said, if I do this, then I will survive. Instead
Mm-hmm.
of,
Mm-hmm.
I love this. I don't know if
Mm-hmm.
there's going to be, I mean, I couldn't, because of what I told you before. I couldn't. So I could only create art. That was my own thing. And thanks God, I have people, I sold tapes out of my trunk. I was a DJ. I created fashion shows and all that stuff.
Wow.
But I loved
Woo.
art. I loved creating.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
And I didn't love school for sure,
Mm-hmm.
So because what happened to me there? Because it's a generalization. Every education is a generalization.
Yeah.
And I also work on an educational program for all over the world where we teach the kids before they get to school what it is to be human. All the stuff we talked about today, we're
Mm-hmm.
one of one, we're part of nature. Systems we created systems, not systems us. So
Created us. Yeah.
yeah. We created systems and therefore we need to update them. And so tell the kids what it is. A colleague of mine in the education, she says, I had to learn. I couldn't believe when the kids come home and ask, where's butter coming from? And they say, oh, it's coming from the supermarket. Like they didn't know butter comes from a cow, They didn't. And that's why she went really deep in her own education because she said, and so many agree with me, you have to teach us what it is to be human first.
Mm. First, before
The one
anything
of
else.
oneness, you're
Yeah.
never worthless. You never think because you're one of 8 billion. You don't have to
Mm-hmm.
compete. You don't have to fight. You can
Yeah.
talk because you're
Mm.
one of one. And
I love
if you're
that.
jealous, it's a blessing. Even if you're jealous, even if you're angry at somebody, it's a blessing because you can look at yourself. You are.
Why do I feel this way towards this person,
Yeah.
right? And then
Yeah.
it
It's
opens
a
up the door again. Then you go even deeper as to why do you feel certain way about you, and it's often a reflection of you rather
exactly.
than
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
projected. Wow, I had the same thought, Michael, because before I started forecasting, I was like looking who are the top podcasters, and I'm like, whoa, these people are in the industry for like the last 10,
Yeah.
15, 20 20 years, and I'm like, who's gonna listen to me?
Mhm.
But then again, I have my own essence, and this is me. I created it
Exactly.
because yes, I felt worthless at some point, and therefore that's why. And the right people, the right tribe will
Attract. It will
yeah,
come.
will be pulled towards my direction because we resonate on certain frequency,
Yeah.
and that is enough. You just
Yeah.
need to be you and a
Yeah.
lot of people.
That's another lie that systems tell, because you don't need a lot of people. You need the right people.
Oh, I love
You
that.
know,
You need the
so
right
so
people.
I know a very famous gallery that has
Mm-hmm.
that has LA and New York, like very minimal, very thing, and they literally live off 4 patrons that buy everything. They have galleries. Why would they even have galleries? They have 4 patrons that buy everything they come out with, whatever they show that gallery.
Wow.
And so
Wow.
you don't have to have a lot. You don't have to have a lot of people. You need to get the right people where you
Mm-hmm.
and also fulfillment is this magic is fulfillment, which everybody has again, costs nothing.
Yes.
The fulfillment is the magical feedback loop of
Mm.
you, Nicolette, or Michael is on the right path.
And
So if you and I feel right now fulfilled both because nothing, then we on the right path. Wherever the path leads us to, it doesn't matter. It's not about that it's if you enjoy the path gets more brilliant and beautiful and everything. And it's
exactly.
never the end. Because look at systems when people win an Oscar, when people win a gold medal, when people achieve certain goals. What's it? Because the system works on financial principles, not on spirit. We
Yeah.
humans work on spirit. We can talk to each other, doesn't
Yes.
cost. We can build each other up or put each other down, and it
Mm-hmm.
doesn't. And it's just that's how we function. But the system, all
And
systems
your
need.
money in my bank, the money in my bank account does not diminish, but
Exactly,
your money in
exactly.
the bank does not diminish.
Yeah, but in systems, it's always either or, win or lose, win or lose, win or lose,
Yes.
either or.
Yes.
And because of the financial principles. So if we bring in the enoughness in the financial
Mm,
principles,
mm, mm,
then if
mm.
you value that, then we can recreate. It will never be like nature because we created it, but we can recreate something that's similar, and the collective stress, and it's never
Yeah.
enough, will turn
Yes.
I can't do it enough. So it's not,
Mm-hmm.
it will change from right now. The whole world thinks it's never enough, whatever I do, which is true. Because if you make 10
Mm-hmm.
now, you need to make 12 tomorrow. And you
Mm.
need to catch the money.
The
So
gap.
when
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you
Yeah.
need to catch a gap, and you need to. So if let's say in this month we make 10, you have to
Mm-hmm.
make even in the next months you have to make 12 or at least 10 again. And then if you do 3 times 10, there's something wrong you do because
Mm-hmm.
it should be more.
It
And
should be more.
if you
Yes.
make less, but if you make less, then there's something wrong with you. Look, you started with
Yeah.
making no money. Now you're making
Yes.
10, right? So next
Yep.
month you're making 8. Next time you're
Mm-hmm.
making 6,000. And people say,
Yeah.
what's wrong with you, Nicolette? What are you doing? You're crazy. There's something wrong with you. Right away,
Mm.
wrong with you. You don't see something, you're a failure. You're a mistake.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
in nature, what happens in nature? Not every harvest is the same. And you have two
Mm.
harvests that are not good, and then 3 harvests that they're perfect. So
Mm-hmm.
every tree doesn't give you fruit every year.
Yes.
It's just that's why human centricity. You always look for you get the knowledge of being a human from nature because we are part of it. We
Yes.
cannot even
Mm.
segregate.
So would you say humans first and then systems later, or human equivalent balancing out systems?
No, never. It can never be equivalent. We created it.
Exactly.
I'm an
So it
artist.
sits below us. It sits below us.
Always.
It
And
should be. Yes.
when we do, if I create a painting and start talking to the painting and said, you tell me, is Nicolette a good podcaster? Should I go on to Nicolette? What am I expecting? You know what I mean? I created it.
Yes.
It's a canvas and it's paint.
Mm.
It's not a
Mm-hmm.
living
Mm-hmm.
being. It
Yeah.
gets life. It gets spirit. It gets spirit. But
Rich.
yeah. So I'm looking at the thing, and that's what we do. We say the
Yeah.
generalization, the
Oh
system
my
is
god.
above us because it says it works on generalization. It said, see, all women say that, all men say that, all
Say that. Yeah. So
yeah,
it must be true.
it must be true. And
Therefore, they continue to be deceived. They continue
yeah,
again to put systems above them, and therefore they're not living to the
yeah.
highest.
because they don't say,
Truth.
as long as we as system leaders
Mm.
push people down and say you as a one of one are not worthy, that's the thing. Because leaders, systems are perfect. It's the
Mm.
leaders that become to the systems that become so disconnected from humanity. Because what are we dreaming? Be successful, be great, have fame, have a lot of views, always success, whatever. Now, when the people, you can check out all the people that got to be success and they got to be leaders. They are living in the ivory towers.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And they are usually dependent on 3 or 4 people that you're saying, yes, Nicole, you are the leader.
Ah.
And so you have no idea anymore what the person in a bus, in a public transportation does. You have no idea. So you are disconnected. You can't disconnect. You're still in feeling connected, but you are disconnected in your perception. And when your
Yeah.
perception is disconnected, you change your perception and you not trusting your 6 senses anymore. So what
Mm-hmm.
we trust to talk here and dance with each other,
Yes.
you systemize it, and the longer you are, and that's why you see the long leaders are
Mm-hmm.
the most dangerous because
Mm-hmm.
they're so disconnected. They're not with the
Yeah.
people. They're
That's
not with
right. Mm.
all. Even though, and they
Yeah.
pretend I can't be with people that kill me or they don't trust me or they hate me or whatever. It doesn't matter. It's you.
Yeah.
You are a human. Every human is hated.
Mm-hmm.
Every human is loved. Every human is thing. But when you are so long disconnected, then you don't have a feeling. So a lot of leaders, what happens is they start with a company and they're really successful, let's say with whatever, a computer, right?
A product. Yeah.
Product.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they have a product that's really successful, right? Now, what do you see what they do? So they get on a billionaire and whatever, super rich and everything. And what they do, they don't even care about the product anymore. They just care about holding the money, not losing the money, being highly
Yeah.
stressed, much more stressed than you and me. Yeah, because
Exactly.
we have to survive somehow, but these people say, oh my God, you and I would have so much money a month, but they need 4 million a month to survive and keep their status
Mm-hmm.
and keep their position in society, which is artificial anyway. It's our game.
System.
Yeah, it's an system.
Yeah.
And to keep that there, this artificial, these people are extremely fearful. And that results into, so first you take advantage of the people and then
Yeah.
you create war because war is about, if the people, if you have, and it's all a reflection. The leader
Yes.
is taking advantage more of the people and then the people become the same. So it comes from one person to the other. So it becomes the same. So all these people feel worthless. All these people feel not good enough. All these
Mm.
people feel powerless too, because the
Mm-hmm.
leader has the power,
Mm-hmm.
and in systems, the leader has the power, and so powerless. So what happens then? They feed each other, and
Yeah.
what happens is then the equalization is war. The
The
equalization is
balance is
war
it's
because
not it's different.
it's never balanced, and
Mm-hmm.
it's self-destruction. It's a collective destruction of humanity. So because
Yes.
and if you want, we can add that to your thing. I wrote a couple of articles about that because
Mm-hmm.
very long, because I look human centrically. What is the advantage of war? And I have looked at every zero. Exactly. It's not like, we are a tribe in the old days and in the Stone Age, because even say, yeah, but people are always in war. No, but people grew. People
Mm-hmm.
grew. People are now more conscious. They're not
Yeah.
keeping women they're still not a balance, but they're not keeping women still on the floor and they say, hey, clean my thing, and you're nothing good for other than babies and cleaning.
Yeah.
So people have grown everywhere in the whole world. It's not like it's still there in Russia. No, they don't. It might be a more different than in West, but still the people are grown. And when you're now conscious about this, you say, why are we killing each other? Why are we destroying each other? And the thing is, for me, is if you do that, if you run your government or your system or whatever says, yeah, we gotta go into war or prepare for war, that's super, super creative because there's no reason to
That's a good
it's
one.
another
That's a
art.
good
It's
one.
just an
Yeah, it's
expression
it's another
of art.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Because
And
you again, it's a
how can you
collaborative
make that?
force. Yeah.
How can you
Yeah.
make that? So you must be super creative to create a war because
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh,
I've talked to 1,000 humans. Nobody said, "Oh, I like a war." Everybody said, "No, no
yeah.
war, please, no." All humans say, "Please, no war."
Michael, imagine, I always think this. Imagine if somebody can, okay, say, plan a heist
Yeah.
so creatively, and then if you could just flip that and do it for the greater good, like, oh, can you imagine my frustration?
No, but the thing is, we're all frustrated because currently the whole world is it's powerless, because even the leaders are
Yeah.
powerless. Do you think the leaders know? They don't know anything. They're just saying, "Oh, what should I do, You're my advisor. What should I do, Nicolette? Should I kill these people, or should I oust these people, or
Yes.
should I let the immigrants in, or should I kick the?" They don't know anything, because otherwise everybody would do the same, and they don't do the same. And also, think about the creativity of war. It's paid by taxes. If I am not paying my
Yeah.
taxes, I get punished. If you don't pay your
Yes.
taxes, you get punished. But
Uh-huh.
what are the
Uh-huh.
taxes made for the military? So you support killing people in other countries. Like say you and my country get into war, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I might finance the killing of you, and you might
Yeah.
get
Same.
my killing.
Killing, yes, if let's say
You
they
might
declare
finance
war
it
today, I'm
because
like,
it's the
damn,
leaders.
all the people that I've spoken to in the US, I'm financing my government to kill them.
Exactly. It's crazy.
Oh,
And you
yes.
cannot say no.
That makes me a murderer.
Yeah.
How can
And
I
you
live with
cannot
that?
say,
Yeah.
I would love to pay taxes, because we know it's necessary to pay taxes. It has to be, we
Yeah.
want to update our systems and stuff. But they're not updating the system, they do war instead. So
Yeah.
so you say, I want to really, pay my taxes, but I don't want to. If I want to, I could never live with myself if I would know that I financed your war, your killing.
Yeah.
I could
Yeah.
never feel somebody I don't even know, they to kill somebody, to finance it. Because look, you and I can easily do a war if we don't have to pay for it. But do you see the art in this? Do you see the creativity? It's like,
Yes.
make all the woman bad, or make this race all bad, and then
Yeah.
make a generalization. No, it's always a red flag
Mhm.
at the generalization.
Yeah.
Then our mindset gets better and more natural and powerful. We get empowered, and not
Yeah.
empowered to rebel, but
To
empowered.
to oppress, or
Yeah,
yeah,
we get
to
empowered
rebel.
to evolve, and to be the
Yes.
expert of self,
To elevate.
to
Yeah.
elevate. Yeah, yeah. So it is really, really creative endeavor, but it's
Mm-hmm.
self-destructive, and nobody knows. I think nobody has an idea, like the wars that we have right now. I think the people are completely unconscious, that they have so much anxiety to live, to not die, that
Mm-hmm.
they put other people to death. So we have like 16 people died in the last two wars.
Yes.
And we have done that because it's about either you live or me. Because what happens
Yeah.
with humans is
Either or.
it's
Who
either or,
somebody has
win or
there's
lose.
somebody has who has to be the last one
Yeah,
standing
yeah,
again.
yeah. And it's like either or. And what's so interesting is that when we get in fight flight, fight flight, the fear, the
Yeah.
anxiety. So when
The
I push you in
response.
a
Mm-hmm.
corner, what happens when you push an animal? The cutest animal you push in a corner, it bites you. You can have the
Yeah.
cutest kitty, the cutest doggy, and you put it in the corner, it just bites you, because the DNA takes over. It's not a bad character that it bites you. The
Mm.
DNA takes over. The natural DNA takes over, and you
Yeah.
go, and you're not thinking rational.
Mm-hmm.
You're not the cute doggy when I threaten you, because your DNA jumps into survival, because
Survival. Yeah.
to get in the survival instinct. And that's why these people on top cannot think rationally. They lose it. So both the leaders and the normal people lose it. The ones on the worthless people that are powerless, the worthless and
Yeah.
powerless is the thing. So worthless, powerless generates fight flight in every human. That's why we and it's never enough, no matter what I do. So there's no where's there is there any light? It's just down, and the top feels it too. So
Yeah.
we have to collectively go into war because of that.
Mm.
And that's because it's either surviving or dying. And before
Yes.
you die, you still fight. You fight before you die.
And I really, that notion of survival, if you could switch it to thriving, right?
Yeah.
Because that's the opposite of
Hmm.
thriving. Like,
Passion,
yeah,
fulfillment, passion,
yes,
all,
yes.
all the stuff
That's
that
how you thrive.
it's like, do a job that fulfills you. And don't think, because this is what mistake I made. I wanted to be a big producer, movie producer. And I thought, I love it because I'm so creative. And then I can talk to the actresses or flirt with them, and then, uh, and then write a,
And thank you for being honest.
yeah, or write be with the script writer, be talk to the cameraman. So it would be really fulfilling. And then I worked with Robert
Mm-hmm.
Evans, who did The Godfather in Chinatown, right? He
Mm.
asked me to work for him. And so
Wow.
I lived in his house. So
No way.
yeah. So when no education, right? No. So
Yeah.
when I lived there, I saw, oh my God, this is the worst. A producer is the worst. He has to always beg for money. It's not being creative, really. It was all about how to create it, how to place it to make more money. I don't want to be a producer anymore. I'm a leader, but I don't want to be in that systemic. Everything is about money.
Mm-hmm.
Every relationship can never be honest because the actors want more money, the cameraman want. It's all about money. It's all about who is dependent on whom. It's all a dependency. So I learned that. And that's why
Well, that.
people think when they're young, I want to be a movie star. Why do you think all the people want to be a movie star or want to be a model or want to be whatever, a scientist, top scientist, the Nobel Prize? Why? Because system has conditioned us over generations so much because we haven't updated systems. That
Mm-hmm.
means think the only way that I can be one of one and do what I want to do is I
Mm-hmm.
have to have the power first. And that's the biggest lie. Because when you ask every leader, this is not like it is. And when they die, every leader dies. They say,
Mm-hmm.
what would you do with my family? I wish I would play with my dog more.
Yes.
I wish I would have things. They're not saying, I wish I would have bought this and then fight this.
I wish I could have accumulated billions of dollars.
Yeah. They don't
No.
say that. They say, I wish I would,
Yeah.
we would have more talks like that. So it's the biggest lie and this is why I want to teach kids first what it is to be human.
Mm-hmm.
It's become the expert of you, of the one of one. Because that's what life is. You learn from 0 to 7 what it is to be human, how to interact with people, with your family, how to
Yeah.
it's
Yes.
very safe, or not, but it is safe in general. And then you go into school and then you exposed to bigger and then you get a job and then you exposed to the world.
Mm.
And you learn the one of oneness, what they can do in the child school life, and then you pass away and you're done with it.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
you learn in the whole process more of you. You become more and more an expert of you, of one of one.
Yeah, only if you choose to look through that lens, though. If you
Exactly. Yeah,
continue
that's the
to
lens you should
look,
look.
yes,
That's
yes. If
why
you
we are that.
continue to turn a blind eye onto your true purpose, you will continue until universe or divine powers or higher power ask you to say hello, wake up. Because
Yeah,
the thing, it will keep
yeah,
repeating itself until you
yeah,
learn from it. And I like when you said about the system and the creating art when you were in that filming industry. Like for me,
yeah,
podcasting, I love this. This is where I create. This is where the
yeah.
dance, the flow between me and my guest. But then the part behind it of me releasing the episode, that's the system. And to be honest, of course, I dread it because it takes a lot
Everybody
of
did.
work.
Nicolette, you
And
are
I
not
am.
the only podcast. I've talked to, I think, 3 podcasts in last two
I
years.
saw your number. My
Yeah,
goodness.
yeah. So, and they all say they hate the system, but they love the
The
human-centric thing.
yeah.
They love to dance with each other, and everybody that they put it in the system is the hard thing.
Exactly. Exactly. You have to go against the current. Like, oh my God,
Yeah,
I need to release one tomorrow. Or no, no. So tomorrow, this week is done. So it's like, okay, I got to figure out which one am I going to release next week. It's the producing behind it, the editing and the whatnot.
but do you know what I
Yes.
what I suggest? I suggest
Yes,
to every
please.
podcast. I said, do it whenever. Don't do it every week or don't do it every twice a day. I had a
Yes, like follow your heart, right?
heart.
Like
Yeah,
when I have that
I said the
exactly
next
when I
one
have the
comes up.
time,
Yeah,
exactly when oh my
yeah,
God, thank you, Michael, because I was thinking today even like, okay, it's 10 p.m. here right now in Malaysia, but then let me see what I feel
yeah,
like doing. If I want to complete the next 30 minutes and then sit down and chill with my mom and dad,
yeah,
with my sister and then watch
yeah,
TV because that's to my heart's fulfillment at this very moment, I'm going to do that because
yeah.
I am done going against going against nature.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
experienced
Whatever
that
you
and
want. No, it's perfect. What you said is exactly what it is. And you don't have to, if you want to be alone in a room, it's also okay.
yeah.
It's not either you do a
Yeah.
podcast or you have to cater to your
Or
family.
yes, yes. Or
Yeah,
I just feel like I want to have an early rest
yeah.
or
And
I
I
just want
would
to
I
listen
would
to some
only
music.
put them out whenever you're ready. I would never.
Yeah.
So one time it goes like in 2 months, one episode, then
Mhm.
you have a week where you have three because it feels, and you will have the energy to do
Because
three.
emotions, yeah,
Yeah.
because humans are not the same every day and we're not system. We're humans.
Exactly. And full moon is
I
energy,
love that.
and
Exactly.
everything is
Full
not.
moon.
So
Yeah.
when you're full
Yes.
moon, you have a lot of energy. When I think you
That's
have
right.
less, because you also
Yes.
need to digest what you experience. So
Mm.
that's the
Mm,
other
mm,
thing.
mm.
And so no, it just be you, and it's not hard. What we talked about is nothing you have to work for hard. It's just because you have it. There's no 3 steps. Okay, you have to do this. For all the listeners, there's 5 steps. No, there's no. There's no steps. You are perfect as one of one, and just feel what fulfills you. Because even
Mm.
if you would have said, Nicole, okay, I'm releasing one whenever I'm ready, and you don't feel fulfilled by that, you say, okay, I release one every month or one every week.
Indeed.
But you change it to
Heart's
you're one of one.
frequency.
Yeah, your heart,
Yes.
your one of one is deciding and guides you what fulfills you. Because what is
Mm-hmm.
if you lose the fulfillment that you have from podcasting? What is if you fulfill it? If you don't even want to dance with anybody because you have so much work after to do,
Yeah.
So
Again, you're stuck into the system. You're just churning episodes because you want to get reach. But then your essence is not
you're not
out
going
there
to
because
get the reach.
anything you put
Nicolette.
exactly. Yes, exactly. Because everything you put out, it's energy,
Yeah.
right? And if it's
Mhm.
poorly done,
And it's not your
because
energy
because
then. It's not your energy.
yeah, exactly. It's scarcity, fear
Yeah.
mindset that because I've done this. Let's say I released 3 before, and now I'm releasing once a week, and then my followings or downloads are gonna go down and whatnot. Again, you're
Don't even look at those. Don't even let it
yes,
happen.
exactly.
Let
No,
it happen, and to
yeah.
make your podcast the best that you. I always tell artists, I say, well, what should we do? And I said, you work on to best expose you, not
I
to have
love
the same
that.
product.
Yeah.
And Rick Rubin said that, is a big producer, and the only terms of knowing the art creation.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, do it like a diary. Do your life, do art like a diary. Because nobody can say that your diary is wrong. That is your diary.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
your diary.
Yeah.
If you do it, and you don't, it's not, I cannot tell you, you should do 10 pages in that diary. No, you do
Mm-hmm.
one sentence in that diary is enough, and that's you. It doesn't have a four, because you are a diary. You are totally in charge of a diary. Because it's not
Yeah.
for others to see, it's only for
Yeah.
you, and it has to make you happy to do the diary.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you had something you need to write 10 pages. Sometimes you write a sentence. Just,
Yeah, and
I
in a
met
way that
Michael
you
and he was crazy. You know what I
yeah, I
mean?
have
It's
my
like,
journal. I have my journal here. Yeah.
yeah, no,
Exactly.
and
Today.
it's nobody's. It's not your parents. It's nobody's. It's your journal. And the podcast is
Yes.
your podcast. And the highest
Yes.
chance you get to be successful is being you. That's the highest
Mm.
chance. Being your one of
Gosh,
one, because we're
I
all
love
functioning.
that. Yes. So you want to be successful? Just be you. Be
Yeah,
successful at being you.
that's the highest
Master
chance.
yourself.
There's no
Yes, that's the
guarantee.
highest
There's
thing.
no guarantee, because it's not generalized.
Yes.
Women
Yes.
have to be sexy, men have to be this, macho. No, you have to be you, not whatever the system generalization is.
Mm.
It's like, I
Mm.
would say, okay, a woman shouldn't race cars. If the woman wants to race cars, she shouldn't race cars. A man
Yeah.
should not stitch, should not sew. If a man loves to sew, let him sew.
Men shouldn't be fashion designers.
Yeah,
You see,
yeah,
all of the fashion designers
yeah,
are men.
yeah,
Like to be honest, I all of my favorite fashion designers are men. So
yeah.
there's something there. Wow, Michael, we talked so much in 1 hour. It went by just like that.
Yeah.
So, Michael, what is next for you?
I don't have anything next. I don't have goals. I live in the moment.
Yeah, we summarize the whole
If
thing.
something
It's
happens,
the
it will happen. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I'm not gonna chase success. I'm not crazy to chase
ah,
success like everybody, and then be a big failure at the end because I didn't get the success Jeff
mm,
Bezos has or somebody else, a superstar has. I'm not
yeah,
Taylor Swift. Wow, I, that's one of one. That is her,
that's
and
right.
and it's not
And
us.
anyway, I don't know. We can't speak for her, right? But to be
And
honest, it's because she's a creator herself. She's an
yeah,
artist herself. I don't think she thought about, oh, if I do this, it's gonna hit what 2 billion, 3 billion mark again.
she
I
don't
am just
know.
going to create another album because of the lyrics. I felt like, okay, today I'm feeling down because
Yeah,
I don't know, and
exactly.
I'm gonna write it. And
It's
it so
diary.
happened that
It's diary.
yes, it's a diary.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh gosh. Wow, Michael. I love this conversation. What is your heart's greatest wish?
End wars in 2 years forever, because I think we are smart enough. It's too stupid. War has become too stupid. I'm sorry. It's so
It
dumb.
is. It
And
is.
no system, we pay for it, right? We all
Yeah.
humans pay for war.
Yes.
And we have no explanation of the function of war. So if systems want to do war, don't you think if I'm paying, I want to know what I get?
Yeah.
What are humans getting from war? Don't tell me freedom, because the more wars,
Mm.
the less freedom we have. You can't fight for freedom. You have to
Mm.
be free, one of ones. You cannot fight
Yes.
for freedom.
Yeah.
Fighting for freedom, that's a juxtaposed
The act
position.
of just exact.
Yeah, let
Thank
me
you. You
kill you
said
to
that.
have peace. And I think that's why I say it's so dumb. War is so dumb. And I'm
It
saying
is.
if we pay for it, at least then every system that starts a war or gets involved in a war or supports war has to
Mm.
explain the function of that conflict.
Mm.
And
Mm.
nobody asks, because everybody feels like, oh, if we ask,
I gotta
it's
follow. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, like, women for so long have been afraid to speak, and then
Mm-hmm.
now they speak finally. But, for
Mm.
so long, and the humanity is the whole thing. Oh, we not want to question war because nobody wants war. That's why nobody asks. You have to question for something you pay for. If you pay
Mm.
for it, they owe you to say the function we go to war because this and this. And then the people say, oh, that's not
That.
enough function. Sorry, that's too dumb. There's no guarantee in it anyway, and it's not, that's my heart desire. But if it happens or it happens, doesn't matter. But at least I allow
Put it
the
out
one of
there.
one to be aware of
Yes.
it.
And
And
then from
I, yeah,
you, we're again elevating this type of conversation. I mean, you've been talking to 300, I don't know how many podcasters out
maybe
there,
50 or something.
one by one. And you're getting through a voice in Malaysia.
Yeah.
So
No, it's great. And we can do this anytime, Nicole. We can do another episode. So, also when people have questions, they should ask
mm-hmm.
you, if
Yeah.
what questions they have. So next time we
Mm-hmm.
can focus on those, unless you can
Definitely.
do it first. But if there's a lot of questions, we can do it again.
I
But I
love
think
this.
we cannot forget that the leaders and the people cannot be segregated.
Yes.
They think, oh, I have money. I don't need to care. No, no, no. We're in the same boat.
Because you have money, you've got to care more.
Yeah, yeah. You don't have to give the money to certain people or whatever, but you have a
Yeah,
responsibility because it's not your
exactly.
money, you
You're a
created.
steward, you're a steward. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you took the money, or you made a business to take money
Mm-hmm.
from one to another. That
Mm-hmm.
automatically gives you a responsibility to tend to people, to your people that
Yes.
paid you.
Yes.
So
It's to care, to protect them to the highest
yeah,
possible.
yeah, I mean, you wouldn't be in that position, and honestly,
Hadn't your people given you
giving you
trust? I mean, of
money.
course, there's
I
score.
don't worry.
Yes.
I'm win or lose. I lose money. I give it
Yes.
to you, but then
Yeah.
you have to produce. It's not just like I take the money and I don't have to do anything about it. And that
Mm-hmm.
kills them, because that's the natural way, and that
Mm.
kills all the leaders, because they say, thought, oh my God, I thought once I'm a billionaire, I'm happy, and there's no
Mm.
happiness. They have all the most
Mm.
beautiful house and all women and everything, and they're not happy.
Miserable.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it's never enough for them either. See, this is what we know.
Yeah.
It's
Not
never enough.
enough.
It's never
Exactly.
enough,
It's
because the
never
financial
enough.
principle, and if all the conspiracy theories where they say, yeah, 6 people run no, they don't run
Mm.
anything, because for them it's never
Mm.
enough. Why would I need to run and manipulate financials and other humans and create wars and all this stuff if it was enough? If you were
Mm.
enough, you don't have to start a war, and you
Yeah.
are enough. You cannot not be enough, because nature made you one
Mm-hmm.
of one. So
Yes.
if you tell me you're not enough, then I say you're dumb, because
Yeah.
you are saying God and nature is just bullshit.
Yes.
And you can't. Nobody is worthless. Everybody has worth. And
Mm-hmm.
so the
Mm-hmm.
fear, what is if that the people are also in mind constructs? They're constantly in future or past. What did they do, and what
Yeah.
will I do?
What are we? Yes.
What do you do? What
Yes.
are you doing now?
Now.
Not tomorrow, not the thing, not a goal, not the. No, what are you doing now? What can you do now?
Thank you. So, Michael, last question for you.
Go
Okay,
ahead.
two more.
Yeah.
Do you have a mantra that you live by?
Be a monkey.
I love that. Be a clown.
No, be a monkey, because we are so
Monkey is
serious.
smart.
No, they're funny. They're jumping around. They're always playing whatever. I said, just be a monkey. We're not much. there's almost no difference in the DNA between a monkey and human.
Yeah.
And I said, take it easy, take it
Take
easy.
it easy.
Yeah,
Yes, take it
not
easy.
seriousness is a manipulation. Insist on you to be
Oh,
serious. It's a manipulation
yes.
tool. You should always have fun with nature. The animals are always playing. Yeah, they fight,
Yes.
but
The
in general, they're mostly
kitties,
playing
the
with each other.
dogs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
I love this. This term that I use. Nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished.
yeah.
This is another way of looking
And
at
it's
it. Like,
growing. Nature
yeah,
is
and it's
growing and it's sustainable. So
exactly.
it's not like, but it's the synergistic fit to balance. It's all
Uh-huh.
about balance.
Mm-hmm.
It's all
Mm-hmm.
about balance. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Wow. If you could create a quote right now for you to leave to the audience listening and the world as your legacy, what would it be?
Humanity is the best. I mean, we came here, we're a spiritual being, we came here to be physical. And if you
Mm-hmm.
want to really experience the power of being physical, if you want to get the most out for your one of oneness, it's being human, not being religious, not being an expert of this, what those are all things. But it's not about, because that's also a generalization.
Yeah.
The religion or the spirituality, all these things are, I think, use it, learn, use it, whatever, but don't generalize
Conform
yourself in
to
this.
certain,
Yeah,
yeah,
generalize yourself
and
in
lose your sense as human. Yeah.
yeah, and be fully you that you can be. And that doesn't mean, for example, I couldn't read. I still can't, I need to have the computer read stuff to me. But just be what I'm not trying to be like the best reader in the world. Reading is not easy for me. So I'm using technology to be fully me and that actually can comprehend what other people wrote.
Yeah.
See that I can learn, and mostly I like to talk to people because that's the ultimate, that's the dancing with other one-on-ones is an honor.
Yes.
It's a
Yeah.
tremendous honor, with every human that is in your
Yes.
life. And to be really
Yes.
human. I'm human and I'm standing for it. I'm not saying, oh, systems are better. The superpower is being human, but we don't even care about being human. We want to be spiritual. We want to be that. We want to be a Republican, a Democrat. We want to be all that stuff. And that's not, so we want to attach to this group or adapt to that group. Be in that group, play with that group, but don't adapt to it. You're one of one. And then you actually help the group more if you contribute to, as being part of that group.
You're one on one.
And you're bringing that to that group. That is an honor for the group.
Exactly. And they're gonna evolve
Yeah,
together. Yeah.
yeah,
Whichever
yeah,
path that group
exactly.
will go on.
There's no worthlessness.
Yes.
You gotta put that in a mantra. That you can't be worthless because you're one on one.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And nature doesn't make mistakes.
Yes, I love that nature does not
Yeah.
make mistake. Oh, Michael, thank you so much for the conversation today. This is something that I could go on for another 2-3 hours. And when I read your profile and when I read there's a link there was a link and I read it. I'm like, yes, now I get to understand your lingo
Yeah.
because the Nicolette 10 years ago, 5 years ago, she could never understand
Yeah.
this.
Because you grow, you learn more and more
Yes.
of your oneness. See,
Yeah.
the Nicolette
Yes.
is one of one, and you have to.
Mm-hmm.
That's why also what is your best friend? Your body. Why is your body the best friend? You're not saying I need to be blonde, I need to be like this. No, 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 no. Your body. You couldn't experience the physical being human without your body. So you need to treat your body better than any animal. And we buy
Yeah.
better food for the pets than we eat. So your body is your best friend. Because it tells you what hurts you, the pain. It tells you need to give attention to this, and your
Yeah.
body is, and when you start, I mean, I was sick till 52 and now my body is, and nobody mentored me. I had to explain all this. It wasn't like somebody came and said something and now I'm flying off. No, I had to figure it out myself. But so your body is your best friend, and the body is made by nature also for your one of one. And it doesn't matter if you're handicapped or anything. Like, I'm handicapped. I have no education. Who cares? I'm one of one. I'm not
Yes.
gonna cheat
You're one of
nature and say,
one.
"Oh, nature, you're stupid because you made me
You
disabled."
yeah.
No, I said, "Thank you for letting me be me." There's something I
And
have to learn
because
in that.
of you,
Yeah,
yeah, I learned. Because of
yeah,
you, I learned. And whoever
yeah,
is going to be listening to this, they're
yeah.
going to know. Well, thank you so much, Michael. You have been tremendous. I feel like I could learn so much more from you. And I would want to ask you for another episode, maybe
Yeah,
sometime down the
definitely,
line.
definitely.
And I will. And you said you're in Los Angeles?
Los Angeles, yeah. South of Los Angeles, Laguna Beach.
South of
Yeah.
Laguna Beach. Wow. Well, we are connected. If I do when I visit LA, you're
Yeah,
definitely
you
gonna
come.
be
Yeah.
in my list. We're gonna have to catch up.
Perfect. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Michael. You have a great day and a great life ahead.
You will have it. You have it.
Yes, yes. It's all innate. It's all within us already. It's
Stop it
yeah.
already? Did you stop it already? Oh,
I will right now. I will right now. So
no, I'm just saying, I think I want to talk to you normally.
oh, okay, okay, all right. Thank you, Mike.
Thank you.